I have an advantage. The excuse me. The advantage that I had is I had a very vigilant mother. And I don't even think she knew what she was doing when she was doing this, right? But my mom used to be very strict on what we listen to, what we see. I remember the first time I never to this day finished this movie. But I remember the first time I was going to see Rambo, like the very first Rambo, right? And I remember it was one scene I remember where he did something and killed the person very horribly. I remember putting my head down and just yelling, "Ah!" And my mom turned the movie off. I was older, man. I was probably like, I was about 11, 12, 13 years old. I don't know how old I was. Don't start me the line. I don't know how old I was. But my mom, she was like, okay, well, no. She didn't know how violent the movie was. She thought it was gonna be like a Rambo, like a, like those was like the superhero type movies. You know what I mean? Where it was like this one dude was fighting against crime and all that, and that was supposed to be like, because my mom grew up. My grandfather is a cowboy. So my mom grew up watching those cowboy movies, pea shooters and good versus evil, cowboys versus the bad guys. That's how she grew up. So she thought it was that one of those movies that she was introducing us to. A movie based on that had violence, a little violence in it, but it was based on justice. And that's not what Rambo was. I guess it was based on revenge. I don't know. I still haven't seen the movie. I still have no care to see the movie. It's a lot of movies that I have not seen. You want to go to the scary genre? There is nothing I've seen basically. I think I seen Jaws, the first Jaws, but I don't remember it. I was like, man, I was in my 20s. I was about 24. This is what's wrong with the podcast, cause I just go off in these tangents. But y'all gonna have to ride with me here, because there's something. That's our promise. There's something good coming around this. But I was like 20. I was about 20, 22, 23, and I was home one. It was. I don't know if it was a Saturday. I was home on my day off, and I decided to watch a horror movie on the horror movie channel. The horror movie was, y'all remember that series, The Wrong Turn? Where some strange, and it was innocent how I started watching it. Cause I knew it was a horror movie, but I didn't know what it was. But they turned rednecks into, they turned the people that call themselves rednecks, they turned them into evil characters. I don't know how Hollywood get away with stuff like that, but they did. So Wrong Turn was about a couple that was going to somewhere and they got stuck in the mountains. And inside the mountains, there were some mutated people that turned themselves into, like, I don't know how they was mutated. I forget. I'm sure they explained in the movie how they was mutated. But turned them into like men eaters or like flesh eaters, like human eaters. And these two individuals linked up with like a bus, people on a bus or something like that. So it was a group of people, and one by one they was being eaten or dying off of being hunted in the mountains. That was Wrong Turn. I didn't watch much of it because it didn't attract me much. It wasn't that attracting to me. But that was my horror movie. But the reason why I bring that up is when I watched that from a grown-up perspective, number one, I can tell good from evil and a lot of stuff, but I have a theory. Now, it's not so much a theory, it's fact, but it's something that we've forgotten. I believe that we should face our fears and overcome our fears. But I also believe that our culture builds fear in us through scary movies. Through I'm getting off track, but I think I need to teach on this. through scary movies, through a lot of stuff. I mean, like I look at videos, the try not to laugh. Me and the twins put the try not to laugh on, and we'll just hang out. And like whoever laughs, we'll do something stupid to them or something crazy, like throw some water on them. Like we'll have fun and try not to laugh. And I see a lot of videos where they'll put, like people put masks on and they'll scare the mess out of their little babies, like their little toddlers or kids and everything. And I'm like, that's nothing but building fear, right? And the reason, and I'm gonna tie this back up to this hip hop conversation. I'm gonna try to tie this back up to crime. I'm gonna do all that, but just rock with me for a second. I promise you, it's gonna make sense. I posted a video, a picture on Facebook. Follow me at DeLacy Howard. You can follow me there. Really, all social sites at DeLacy Howard or Third Movement Ministries. I use that for all of it. But anyways, so getting back, so I posted this picture. It was a beautiful picture. I'm really into the different. I live in Florida, so I don't get to see seasons change. So I found these groups on Facebook with a bunch of different kind of like beautiful pictures of the different seasons and whatever. And there was a picture of like this house that was like in the middle of nowhere, on its own, surrounded by beauty. And a friend on Facebook, the caption I put was, "Man, this would be so good for just rest or relaxation or something like that." And a friend put, "Bro, that seems like that's too scary." His mind was so warped by watching so many different horror movies. Because a lot of times horror movies can, I guess, start from that aspect. Where I seen serenity, he seen fearfulness. Because the things he had let get inside of his mind through scary movies. The Mind is the Battlefield. Great book by I forget the Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Myers. Great book. One of the best books ever. I don't like to read books outside of the Bible because I don't want anybody like perspective on the Bible. But I read that book before I got to this mindset. Listen, you can feel how you want. Some people need those books. Now, I'm not talking against those books. I just feel like I got the Holy Spirit, right? The Holy Spirit knows all things and leads me all things. But that mind is where a lot of things start. Not a lot. The mind is where everything starts, right? And we pack it with fear. Some babies, some of these young kids, they be walking around the corner, looking around the corner before they enter a room because you done scared them all their life and now they're afraid to see what's around the corner. Think about what we're doing to our kids. Think about the things that we're putting in their head. Now let me flip that and bring that into music. These rappers are dying at a crazy rate today. At a crazy all-time rate, but you go listen to their music. What are they talking about? Killing folks. Being the most evil and disrespected people that you can be. But because they get fame in our culture, we love famous people, we say, okay, that's cool. You can say what you want, do what you want, and that's cool, and that's a problem. But here's the deal. People are on this manifestation kick, right? I'm gonna manifest this through my words and by believing. What do you think you're doing when you listening to rap music? When these rappers put out new songs and they're talking about killing people and doing all this evil stuff, and you sitting there right along singing with it, your manifestation, isn't that what you're doing? Now, I don't believe in manifestation. I don't believe in that. And the reason why I don't believe in that, because I don't believe in my will. I believe in the Father's will. Whatever He want to manifest for me, that's what I do. I don't do things on my own. I don't do things of my own accord. That's what Jesus said, didn't He? Jesus said, I don't do things according to my own accord. So say you believe in that mess, right? I'm sorry. Say you believe in that. Speaking things into existence. I do know the power of the tongue. I know very well the power of the tongue. Matter of fact, we talked about this in the last episode. At the end of the day, I'm sorry I took a quick pause because I don't want to get so riled up. But we cannot accept dirt and get mad when we get dirty. I cannot walk in mud and then get mad that my new J's are muddy.